Earthquake.
No, Captain. Battle formations.
What's going on, everybody? It's Rob Wilson. Welcome to Artstellations Movie Review, Rob Wilson Arts, and RW Arts, whichever one you can comprehend. I'm your host for this movie review of Antman 3 and the Search for Wakanda Chicken Wings. Yeah, don't pay me no mind. I'm going to have some fun today. It's Monday. Hope y'all had a great weekend. So did I. I sent some invites out to kind of shake things up, see if anybody's got some feedback, And that's where we're at. That is where we're at. In case you don't know who I am a digital artist. I also draw traditionally. And I like making comics. I like making characters, new stories. None of that rehash stuff over and over and over. You're not going to sit back and watch me sketch Batman for the umpteenth time. That's just not my thing. There are other artists who do that. I like to do stuff that will draw stuff and create stuff that is somewhat unique and different. So I like to get into all kinds of pop culture stuff, comics, movies, occasional video games. I watch more video games than I actually play because I got a commitment to art. So that's how I do it. That's just keeping it real for me as an adult. And I have my hobbies and I have my passions. Also, RW Artstellations or RW Arts is also a freelance brand in which I do art and commissions and stuff for anybody that feels like that I might be a good fit because I don't always fit with everybody. So that's much of me being a unique individual. And also We Comics, which is my independent comic book publishing brand, which is short for Omni Imagination Interactive LLC. I'll tell you why later. It's such a complex title or name for a comic book publisher because I definitely want to go beyond just comics. So here we go. We are here. We're gathered here today. And I like to say before we get started, shout out to James O'Keefe. He apparently just got he gave his final farewell speech from Project Veritas. We'll see where he goes next. He's contributed some very interesting things. So Ant-Man 3 in the Search for Wakanda Chicken Wings. That should have been the title of the movie. It would have been more entertaining than what's her name, Van Dyne. Having a flashback and meeting Kang, and he's like, "What is this place?" Of course, she's got to show him the ropes. She's got to take the lead. She's the real conqueror. That's the secret to his whole freaking story. As they showed in part 2, Ant-Man 2, she had her own quantum energy that she was able to heal Ghost with, and now she's taking it to a whole nother level. I swear, this movie was just. It was like half and half MCU and half Star Wars. Most of the setting looked like Star Wars, where her, Hank Pym, and the family that were searching for Scott Lang and company, they ran into a bunch of marauder aliens, kind of like the Tuskens, in Star Wars, and I think she said I can handle this myself or something. And freaking, she just disarms the alien who grows his arms back. So hey, no harm, no foul. It's all fun. You can slice off a male alien's arm, no problem. She's just vicious like that, you know. I'm surprised Van Damme won't be in the next Avengers movie. She's just like quantum field everybody down, just beat everybody. You know, Michelle Pfeiffer is basically her movie. For anybody that's watched any other reviews, I may say some things that are similar and some things different from what you've heard from others. But yeah, Majors, Jonathan Majors, I know he's a decent actor, definitely, and really, I'm curious to see how he would have staked out as a new recast of T'Challa instead of just making a character that was originally not black and making him all of a sudden, you know, he's got to be a black character, and then all the other Kangs are black characters too, even though, you know, you got 3 different Spider-Men and all that, and you know, hey, you got female Spider-Man, but all the Kangs are, you know, I get it. It's gotta make sense because it's Disney, you know, and it's Marvel and Disney. That's looking like Star Wars. I don't get it out here. Come on now. Before they went on their search or whatnot, they got pulled into the quantum realm, which looked very familiar, almost like a scene right out of Tron. I mean, the 1980s Tron movie, where Finn, you know, he got struck by the beam and then it digitized him and brought him into the Tron world. I mean, it's like a lot of these scenes in this movie, man, it's just the MCU just like, honestly, I do think they lost their luster. It's not that you can't create something new anymore, but they're just not trying hard enough. It's like, all right, this is how we hooked you in. Now we're going to sit back. You'll fall for anything. Either way, we got you. You know, that's pretty much how they're rolling with this. And the fans tried to warn, you know, likes of Kevin Feige and all that, or at least express to them their concerns about the direction MCU was going. You know, they want to do the whole female diversity with MCU, and you know, Phase 4 was like the worst of that which it has been, and that's just kind of one of those things that we're facing. So this is supposed to be a quirky movie. You know, Antman, the first one was fun. Antman 2 was fun, and this one, you know, it's basically, you know, female dominated cast, you know, as usual. You got Cassie, you got Van Dyne, and you have Scott Lang and Hank Pym. Okay, that's 2 or 2. And then you had the female conqueror or the female barbarian or whatnot. Yeah, then you have MODOK. I guess, yeah, you know, you had a few more men than women. But yeah, the women, they ran everything. Cassie Cage defeated MODOK. It was absolute garbage. And Kang the Conqueror, you know, apparently he couldn't fix his own ship. You know, he needed the help of a Van Dyne, you know, not the help of a Pym, but the help of a Van Dyne. Not the help of a Reed Richards, but a Van Dyne, because she can do it all, you know. She's every woman, I swear, kind of like the equivalent of Tom Hanks in every role ever. So, again, this movie is pretty much Michelle Pfeiffer's movie. Every scene she pretty much owned. Oh, yeah, you had Bill Murray, which was a throwaway. Absolute throwaway. You could have put anybody else in that role. So, like the MCU, you know, I've been mentioning this before. The MCU's basically become a cameo, a display cameo of, you know, Hollywood actors popping in, be like, hey, I'm in the MCU. Hey, I'm gone. They couldn't afford me, you know. And I think it's gone as far back as Well, it made a little more sense with like movies like okay, Iron Man. You know who was the biggest cameo in Iron Man? Samuel Jackson. You know, Nick Fury. And then two, you had Elon Musk. Three, you had a Hollywood cameo person of interest in almost each one of these. And the way I'm looking at it is like now these days it's just not working. You know, Angelina Jolie was in The Immortals or The Eternals, and now Charlie Stern was at the end of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, Bill Murray as a pointless character in Quantumania, you know, and that's cool. Hey, you got Black King for Black History Month. He even did a curve stomp to Antman in the face, you know, in the helmet. So I guess it was like a reverse American History X type thing. Yeah, what are y'all doing, Disney? This stuff is so easy to call out now. There's nothing much shrouded in mystery. You guys are literally like watching the best movies that are out there and freaking snatching from those best movies and just be like, oh, let's copy and paste. That's why you got a lot of these movies. They got like 4 or 5 directors. Absolute nonsense. So one of the things I did notice, again, if Jonathan Majors would have played T'Challa in Black Panther, I think that would have been a better movie. But hey, in the words of Ryan Coogler, he said that's not the original vision he had for Wakanda Forever. And here's the thing. Directors for MCU movies have done this before. If you don't like the direction that the movie's going and you can't express your vision, walk. You know, the first director they had for the first Antman movie? He walked. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want your name attached to garbage, you know, leave before the trash can fills up. Huh? How about that? It's simple. It's as simple as it gets. And I get it, you know. Some people like to save face, and let me just say the mildest thing to say that, you know, the MCU's still around, it's doing its thing. Nah, man. You know, I supported them for about 10 years. Nah, they about to get 10 years unsupported. So that's how I'm rolling with that. Let's see here. All right, so we got some stuff to go over with that movie. I mean, like, again, giving you a play-by-play of the movie, I don't even think it's worth my time. I think this movie is such a throwaway. Jonathan Majors, I will say, he was the best part of the movie. Absolute best part, hands down. Is that saying much for Ant-Man 3? No, absolutely not. But let's just kind of look at how things were presented. I know YouTube's waiting to try to take me down, but I won't be showing any video footage. But yeah, let's check this out. And this is February 20th. Today, go figure. Jonathan Majors said he walked out of his first Marvel meeting before booking villain role. The newest Marvel villain shared that he almost didn't join the franchise when he was first asked to a general meeting, and how now, years later, he's excited about the future of his character. Well, they probably gave him a hell of a incentive in order to be in there. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania could have looked very different if Jonathan Majors hadn't stayed for a meeting nearly a decade ago. Yeah, it probably would have looked a little more like the comics, maybe. I don't know. As the newest MCU villain, Majors revealed joining the MCU wasn't the plan all along. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, the 33-year-old actor shared how he almost walked out of his first meeting with the studio. And I quote, "I hope this doesn't bite me in the But I walked out of my Marvel general meeting. He said, this is a long time ago. I had just gotten out of drama school and I'm running around town and sitting in the office. I grew up in a very particular way and I don't want to waste nobody's time. Fair enough. He continued. So I got in there and they're just busy. And I was like, I'm supposed to be here, right? It got long and I went, I'm just going to go. It's cool. I'll just go. Lucky for the rest of Marvel's Phase 5, where Major's character Kang will play a vital role, casting director Sarah Finn. Oh boy. Came into the room just in time for the rising star from walking away from the franchise. So he just got out of drama school. He probably didn't want to get typecasted. As he stated, he's raised a certain way. Yeah. So that's basically it. Like I said, I thought Majors did a great job in this movie. It's unfortunate that the movie just wasn't that good, and that happens. What can you do? How can you beat 10 years of MCU greatness, or that which was close to I think it's kind of hard to do that in this day and age now, where you're basically constantly creating something new, especially when you have a fan base that wants more and more and more and more at a short amount of notice. It's difficult, trust me. That whole patience thing starts to go out the window when stuff is so good, and people ride that entertainment high so well, they sometimes don't even consider, it coming down. And that happens. That definitely happens beyond a shadow of a doubt. So let's look at some numbers here. And let's see. Straight from Box Office Mojo, we're going to hit two. Box Office Mojo and Metacritic. So far, worldwide, it's on its way to 500,000 first week. Not even first week. What? First 3 or 4 days. So the international is doing double, basically, double than what domestic is doing. I wonder why that is. Oh, that's right. I guess they're making a little more money because there's no scenes in it. No fuddy-duddy stuff. It's just butt kicking, girl power too, and angry tyrant, So an angry tyrant that can't fix his own time machine. Yeah, that's just too funny. Doesn't make any sense, but that's all right. Hey, those are ways they try to make characters that were unimportant before important now. I mean, technically, if they would have done it right, this would have been a great time to bring out Ultron, because you would have had Hank Pym and you had Van Dyne, which Ultron had an Oedipus complex for in the first place in the comics. But it's a shame, I'm sure that character will be back. Like Ultron is almost like one of those anybody can play that character type of roles, to which we saw with MODOK. MODOK, a type of MODOK, was mentioned in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And something else too. Oh yeah, it had a corny TV show, but ain't watching that. Ain't got time for that. No. So if you're checking this out, be sure to stop by, drop a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. If you want to continue to see all this thing that I'm doing going on, talking about crap movies like Antman 3 and The Search for Wakanda Chicken Wings. I'm telling you, that would have been perfect. That would have been the perfect title for this movie for Black History Month. Hands down. Hands down. All right, so let's see what else we got. 2.5. I mean, 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's not bad. 3-day release. But look at the drop off. Yeah, the drop off. The same amount of theaters in a matter of 4 days, all the way up to today, President's Day. It got its opening at 46 million. Then it dropped off 26%, 33 million, then 24 million. Damn. Then 14 million. How does that happen? Why? Because it's an okay movie. That's one of the problems when it comes to the MCU stuff. It's really hard for them to not, break those billion-dollar, goals like they used to. However, for some reason, Black Panther, I think it broke $1 billion. Yeah, I think, yeah. Oh no, Black Panther didn't break $1 billion. It was close to it, but yeah, it's a shame because, again, there are so many TV shows and movies going on off of Phase 4. It was too much. Then you have people running around trying to keep up with all these schedules and cameos and all that. I am intrigued to see Secret Invasion because that'll actually have Nick Fury in it. I guess it's Nick Fury's, thing, unless they say, "Hey, this is Nick Fury's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show," and then Colby Smulders takes it over. I wouldn't be surprised. He might die by the end of this. I mean, there's no surprise. I would not be surprised at all. Ironically, Ant-Man didn't die. In this movie, Ant-Man 3 ended kind of like how Doctor Strange ended, only there was no Darkhold middle eye for Ant-Man, but it was a lot of self-doubt, that was displayed on that. So that's what happened with that. So let's see here. Metacritic, which I was advised to check this out to see, accurate, fair enough scores. Metascore is 48. Ooh. 17 positive, 34 mixed, 9 negative. You have critics giving it 83, 72, 63. And then a lot more of the independent ones, they were like 55, bro. 50. The New Yorker, 40, bro. The Vulture, 10, bro. So user critics, you got 10s and 9s and 7s and so on and so forth. They gave it a 6.1. It's got 182 positive reviews, 89 negative, and 48 mixed. So at a 6.1 out of 10, that's still not that good. It's a shame, but that's where we're at. And the less money these movies make, the less high scores they get. Just like now, they're going to have to go ahead and adjust their business practices. That is what has been going on. That is a growing thing. So the whole comic book and superhero fatigue, I think, comes to lack of quality, as we've seen for a whole phase. When you look at the days of like when Fox had X-Men, Fantastic Four, Sony had Spider-Man, they had some solid competition as the MCU rose. And that was when the MCU said, hey, all this stuff all these other guys have been doing, let's go ahead and get this straight and give the people what they want. That would make sense. And certain movies got held back, such as Black Widow and Black Panther by, was it Earl Puttmeyer or whatever? And it happened. And it was probably for the better. Who knows? But we see the results once they're here. You got a good first Black Panther. And then the second one was just garbage, So it's a shame. It's a shame, which brings us to the reason why I named my thumbnail Antman 3 in the search for Wakandan chicken wings. Because Marvel capitalizes on everything, man. It's so terrible. They're just like as bad as Disney. Marvel, for some reason, their infinite wisdom, having Wakanda chicken wings and a purple drink at one of their Disneyland, experiences wasn't enough. Now there's a whole Black Panther, the official Wakanda cookbook. And yeah, that actually exists. Based off of the fictional African kingdom of Wakanda, ruled by King T'Challa, who's no longer, but whatever. The Black Panther, the cookbook shares 70 recipes from all across Africa. Such recipes by Nyaka Banda, including the roasted lake trout, the village-style curry chicken, savory platinum custard, glazed roadrunner wings from Wakanda, and vegetable samosas. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. So yeah, you can actually buy this this luxurious Wakanda, the Marvel's Black Panther official Wakanda cookbook for $29.99. And no, I'm not selling the damn thing. I'm just showing you that this actually exists. It's almost like a menu. You got all these different little things, yeah. Glazed road wings, Wakanda chicken wings, bro. Bro, when did this come out? Oh my gosh. Let me see. So this article came out December 22nd, 2021. Okay, so this came out before the movie. And yeah, you got all these different little dishes and things that you can put together. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. So, hey, I'm sure somebody will like it. It exists, right? For a reason. Somebody's going to buy it. Just not me. I love cooking, but I ain't cooking no Wakanda food because it's not real. I'm sorry. I couldn't. It's just too much. All right, so that's pretty much all I got, man. That Ant-Man 3, man, was a bust. Jonathan Majors was the best thing about that movie. We're going to see a whole lot more of him probably for the next 10 years, unless they try to rush him out and be like, all right, here's a phase, whatever. Let's speed up some phases, Major somehow, Kang somehow does something where he snaps one of the phases out of existence. And then, we're on to phase 7, skip phase 6. And all of a sudden, the Kang that dissolved into, no, I'm sorry, let me put it this way. The curve stomping Kang that dissolved into his quantum battery, in which he didn't know how to activate, even though it was his own time quantum core, will somehow come back and defeat all the other Kangs. That's a whole series of phases. That's like 2 phases resolved right there. Anything and everything in between that just doesn't even matter, because Kang going to help out the Avengers at the end of the day. And, I mean, that's terrible, man, that I should be able to hypothesize such a thing. It shouldn't be that easy. It should be way more creative than that. It's like when you see Infinity War, if you ever read a comic book, Thanos wins, but how he goes about it is the intrigue. And how they managed to get things back was the next intrigue. But, Endgame and Infinity War, 2 different movies. So, man, Majors, he almost got whooped by some ants, by the way, too. He almost did. Now, I wonder, did Hank Pym go to Wakanda and get some Wakanda fire ants? Is that why they evolved so fast? I'm sorry. I'm trying. Marvel, you're making it too easy. I'm sorry. You're making it way too easy. So with that being said, let me go ahead and wrap things up here, ladies and gents. I'm sure you got a problem with something I said. I get it. That's the kind of person I am. Hey, like Jack Burton, eventually I piss everybody off. That just is what it is. And man, there's no incentive for me to really change because I think being true to yourself is the most authentic way you can be. And stop catering to the in crowd because I'm not an in crowd guy. But yeah, if you like what you heard, cool. Drop a like, follow. Share this. If you didn't like what you heard, cool. Guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it. So oh yeah, I gotta do was it Last of Us? I watched a little bit of it last night. Not the whole thing. But I'll get around to it. So yeah, let me go ahead and wrap things up here and share with you guys. Anywhere that you wish to find me, you can find me on Linktree. Linktree here is where you can see my latest video. That's actually the one that's playing right now. The link's already in there. The link is in the chat. Let's see. Next up, I got my merch store on Gumroad where I got my art on collectible homeware and clothing, attire. Very fashionable for both men and women. I don't do custom made suits. I'm not a tailor. But I do have some, kind of cool pieces of art that I put on in pictures. They are print on demand, as in you see what you like in your size, you order it, it automatically ships. There's a reason why I like self automation because that frees up my hands. I don't have a whole team to work for me. So I'm willing to bite some of the profits in order to get people what they need and have it available. There's not going to be any discontinued opportunities to buy stuff with me. However, I may take some stuff down to highlight others. And if people ask about a previous product, I'll say, sure, well, let me go ahead and revisit that and I'll go ahead and check that out for you and let's see what I got. I got my comic shop. I am on the road to working on VKP #1. Right now, this is my print-on-demand comic shop. The link to that is in the chat as well, both on YouTube and on Twitch. I got to find a way where I can, in fact, let me go ahead and put this. Bow. Yep. All right. Also on Rumble. That's all I need to do. This is where my comics will be available, print on demand. I want to develop as many comics as possible before I even think about doing a crowdfunding campaign. I want to just have the comics available. Here you go. You see the price, $10.99. That's it. Whatever the shipping is, you pay for it. It goes straight to you. That way you can read it. And if you want to read more, bow, or, provide whatever feedback you want. Also, I'll have fine art prints over here too. That's what I got with that. I plan on filling it up a whole lot more. I have my digital shop as well through Dropbox, RWA. You can get digital content there. That link is in the chat as well because I got to hold down the fort. My Patreon. Again, I keep looking at my Patreon. I'm like, man, I ain't going to be doing too much with this Patreon. Not too much longer. Because I think I can offer more to people on my art station than I can my Patreon. So, yeah. I'm not putting that in the chat. Shoot. Let me get that for you. Wow. Let's see. The link is in the chat for my Twitch. And all this is on Gumroad. You can find it there. Every link that I'm bringing to you here today is on my link tree. My website, omni-ii.art. I wonder, should I change that? No, I don't think so. I didn't change enough stuff. As well, update, and I'll provide updates on my comic concept art, new pieces of art that I'm working on. I will have watermarks on them because that's how I roll. If there's something that someone's interested in actually buying, those won't have the watermarks, obviously. But this is what I do have available. More stuff will be coming soon. And oh yeah, I added a video now to my Demon Queen thing, this art piece, so you can watch the video. It is age restricted. There is a little bit of nudity in it, so heads up, 18 or older. All right. Normally I don't do those kind of pieces, but this was specific to that one piece. And it's not in the final results, as you can. Well, I'm not even gonna continue with that one. And on Rumble, here I am on Rumble, RW, comic artist. So that is where all my stuff can be seen. It is purchasable and available now. All that stuff that I've just showed you is there, with more stuff coming up soon. I'm Rob Wilson. Ladies and gents, remember to keep it Omni. God bless America, because we really, really, really do need it. And YouTube, you know how it goes. You know what I'm going to say. YouTube, stay off the rock.